Evening, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well out there. It is Friday, March 26th. Yes, indeed. Friday, March 26th. This is the studentloanjustice.org live stream. My name is Alan Collins. We are the oldest, largest, and pretty much only true grassroots group out there fighting only and absolutely for student loan justice. We've been doing this for many, many years. We've been featured on many, many programs. We've broken many, many, many stories in the media. And I'm just going to get right into it. I'm going to try and keep it short tonight. I know the weekend's coming. So there's a lot of stuff going on in no particular order. Last week Biden canceled $1 billion, said he was going to cancel $1 billion in student loan debt for people who are defrauded by their colleges. This is just one more shoe to fall off the millipede of the student loan ridiculousness that we are seeing from the Department of Education, which has no desire or intentions of canceling any loans. This $1 billion that they claim that they're going to cancel, and maybe they will, is nothing, guys. It's nothing. It's 0.085% of all student loan debt. By way of comparison, the Department of Education makes $1 billion in interest on their loan portfolio in about 3 days. So it's nothing. What concerns me even more is last week a bunch of liberal think tanks, quote-unquote progressive think tanks like the Center for American Progress, the Institute of College Access and Success, the New America Foundation, and I think a couple others. They wrote a sort of behind-the-scenes memo to the Biden administration telling them what they need to do in order to get the repayment going again for student loans. So those groups betrayed their allegiance to the swamp on this. And they'll go, oh no, we're for loan cancellation. And that even makes me even more suspicious, quite frankly. So for those of you who are new to the group, welcome. We're glad that you found us. The whole discussion about student loan cancellation by executive order, which is a very important distinction, started with this group. We started a petition in March of last year calling for the cancellation, not of $10,000, not of $50,000, but of all federally owned student loans by executive order. The president can do this without needing one dime from the Treasury, without adding one penny to the national debt. If you're looking for very cheap economic stimulus, canceling these loans would have been the first thing that they did. Donald Trump really screwed up by not doing this. This lending system has catastrophically failed, folks. Make no mistake. 80% of all borrowers, even before the pandemic, were never going to be able to repay their loans. And those aren't my words. Those are the words of Wayne Johnson, a Republican, a Trump appointee, who ran the federal lending system under Betsy DeVos, who was just terrible. Trump was terrible. DeVos was terrible. Wayne, however, saw the writing on the wall. I think he resigned his position, and he said, you know what? We've got to return bankruptcy protections to these loans. We've got to cancel these loans widespread. So, guys, I'm telling you, this lending system is dead. It's done. It's toast. Whatever you might read or hear in the media, don't even trip, because this lending system is done for. And the best thing that can happen right now is two things. The president must cancel not $50,000, not $10,000. He must cancel all federally owned student loans. And Congress must return bankruptcy protections to all student loans, because there are quite a few that cannot be canceled by the president. So that is what we are fighting for, folks, and I am here to tell you, I just sent an email to James Cavall, who came from one of those progressive think tanks that I just mentioned a few minutes ago. I've known James for over a decade now. We've spoken quite a few times over the years. And I said, James, I didn't even mention student loan cancellation, because here's the way it is, guys. If we can get bankruptcy protections returned to student loans, it will become overwhelmingly apparent that this lending system is done. There will be a wave of bankruptcy filings big enough to basically seize the bankruptcy courts. It will overwhelm them to the point of seizure. So it will become overwhelmingly obvious that all federally owned loans just need to be canceled. They just need to be done, gone, wiped away, reset. That's the right thing to do. In fact, in my view, it's the conservative thing to do. This is a big government monstrosity, the likes of which we have never seen before. And a bit of very recent research, folks, we just found that 19 states in the country owe more, the citizens of those states owe more in student loan debt than their entire state budgets. I'm going to say that one more time. 19 states in this country, the people of those states owe more than their entire state budgets in student loan debt. So the worst example happens to be Georgia. I don't know why Georgia is in the news all the time, but here it is again. The state budget of Georgia is $48 billion. The people of Georgia owe $81 billion in student loan debt. And most of that, the lion's share of that, is owed to the federal government. So conservatives should be on our side. And by the way, most of those 19 states, most of them are red states. So we're talking Florida, Alabama, I think, Tennessee, North South Carolina, Georgia, Missouri, Ohio, others. So, and maybe that's another thing that I really wanted to bring up, guys. I've been thinking about it. We blow all of the identity politics things out of, a lot of people like to divide people up by their races, by their genders, by their sexual preferences, etc. Well, listen to this. This is a woman's issue. 2/3 of all student loan debt is held by women. This is an African American issue. African Americans, even 10, 15 years ago, had a default rate that was 5 times higher than the average default rate. People of color have been getting just absolutely wrecked by these loans. It's obscene. This is also a red state issue for the reason that I just said a couple seconds ago. So I could probably think of maybe a few other demographics that we could throw in there. But suffice it to say, they're not going to divide us. In fact, our diversity is our greatest strength. Remember that. Don't let anybody, and a lot of people are trying very hard to make this one issue or another. No. They're trying to divide us. Oh, this is a seniors issue. There are more people over the age of 50 than there are under the age of 25 with student loans. And they owe triple what the younger group owes. So this is a seniors issue. We should have AARP on our side. So anyways, I am thrilled. Maybe the last thing I'll say tonight, I want to keep this very short. Last thing I'll say tonight is our petition, which started this whole national conversation about canceling student loans by executive order, it is now up to 989,000 signatures. We're like 11,000 signatures away from 1 million. I really want to get to 1 million. It's been lagging for the past month or so. So this weekend, in fact, today, we are asking everybody, and we here on this end also did this, asking everybody to boost the petition, which means you pay change.org some money and they get it exposed more times. So I did the math. It turns out a $25 boost typically will get us about 200 signatures. So if 50 people boosted this petition for $25 today, tomorrow, sometime this weekend, we should get up to 1 million signatures by like Monday or Tuesday is my guess. So please do it, guys. I know it's kind of expensive. None of the money goes to us. It all goes to change.org. And yeah, they're probably making a killing on this. I'm sure they are, but whatever. It's worth doing. It helps. Having 1 million signatures is just a nice thing that the media likes to report on. I've had at least one reporter say, hey, let me know when you get close to 1 million or when you get over 1 million and we'll do a story. That kind of thing. So it will help. It will help. And is that not worth $25? I think it is. We put in $25, and believe me, our budget is just to the bone. We struggle to make our monthly expenses every month, which is not a lot, by the way, less than $2,000. So please do that. Maybe the last thing I'll say tonight is we still have to get that report out about the 19 states who owe more than their state budget in student loan debt. We've got to get that report out in the media more. So far, we've been on the radio in Minnesota. We've been in the newspaper in San Antonio. We're on C-SPAN, believe it or not. A couple other things I can't remember, but so we've gotten some media about it. But guys, this should be a really, in my view, a front page story almost. I mean, the people do not know. And most importantly, the governors of those 19 states do not know that their citizens owe more than the entire state budget in student loan debt. I mean, that's just jaw-dropping. So please, you can see the link to that report somewhere around here somewhere. Get that link, send it to your local media, particularly if you live in one of those states, but not necessarily. Send it to national media as well. And in the comments below this live stream, I will post a link to the media email list that we have, state by state, for local media. You can use that, but it's still not the best list. We're still trying to grow it. Don't be limited to that list. Go outside. And just think of TV stations that you know of. There's a good chance they're not on that list. Go to their websites. You can usually find contact information in the back, on the back page or whatever, the contact, and it'll be like an email. And we need emails, by the way. Email is best. Usually there's like a news tips at kcpq.com or whatever the call sign may be. So please do that, guys. So 3 things. Boost the petition, get that report that you can see to the media. And well, I guess the third thing is just spread the link to the petition everywhere. If you can't boost it for $25, then paste the link to it in 25 places where people with student loans will see it. Because remember, guys, we've got 1 million signatures now. We should have 25, 30, 35 million, truly. There's 55 million borrowers and cosigners out there in the country. 80% of them, like 40 million people, were unable to pay on their loans, or were paying and their loan balance was going up. In other words, they were underwater, even before the pandemic. So 4 out of 5 people with student loans, if they know about our petition, they will probably sign our petition. We don't have marketing staff. We don't have $1 million budget. We don't have any of that stuff. All we've got is word of mouth, and it seems to be working pretty well up to this point. I would hope that you would agree. Because remember, a year ago, nobody was talking about canceling student loans by executive order. Today, it is at the top of the news. And I hope to have some good news for you very, very soon on the bankruptcy front. We'll see. Just to finish a thought, I think I may have left this one dangling. I sent an email to James Cavall, who was Deputy Undersecretary of Education. I've known the guy for years. He's from TICAS. And I told him, I said, James, we need bankruptcy protections returned to student loans. I didn't even mention, what I said was, don't think that you can fool us with a fake or just inconsequential student loan cancellation of up to $10,000 or up to $50,000. We're not going to be fooled again, because we were fooled by this years ago. I said, James, if you don't do that by June, we're going to burn our loan papers across the country. So the gauntlet's been thrown down, folks. And it may very well be that come June, July, if we're still getting screwed around by the Biden administration, and it kind of looks like we will at this point, I would just want to put that bug in your ear and get you thinking about what are some creative ways that you can destroy your student loan papers. Put it on video wherever you may be. Think fun, creative ways to destroy your student loan papers. I'm very serious about that, guys. This lending system is a national threat. It's got to go away. It has catastrophically failed by all rational metrics or measures. The default rate, my best guess among everybody walking around today with student loans, is probably about 75, 80, maybe even 85%. So the default rate for subprime home mortgages, what do you think that was? Was it 50, 60, 70, 80%? No, it was 18%, 1/8. We are now 4 times higher than that default rate. So the only difference between student loans and subprime home mortgages was subprime home mortgages had statutes of limitations. Subprime home mortgages had bankruptcy protections. So this is a very dangerous, nationally threatening, and catastrophically failed lending system. And at this point, to resume paying on your loans or continue paying on your loans, not only is it unwise for you, it's a bad thing for you to do, it is unpatriotic. We cannot feed this beast any longer. That only ensures that it will be inflicted upon future generations. And we need to be stronger than that. So we've thrown that down the gauntlet to the White House, guys, as of today. In fact, as of about half an hour ago. So be thinking about maybe bulletproofing yourself, standing up and helping us fight rather than sitting, waiting, watching, worrying, and watching the swamp creatures devise a solution that is not a solution. You need to stand up, and we need your help, and we got to fight this. So don't forget. Okay, folks, I've gone a little longer than I was thinking, but keep that in mind, please. And rewind this video by about 4 minutes just to remember just the three things that if everybody did it, this problem would probably be solved within about 2 weeks. Seriously. It's not hard, but you've got to step up. That's the one thing that we know, the one thing that we've learned over the years, is that when you sitting there do nothing, nothing happens. So get off your ass. These are your loans. This is your problem. Own it. Help us fight for it. When we all row in the same direction, we will get this solved. And let's rock and roll, guys. So good luck. Have a great weekend. Godspeed. God bless everybody.